Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy. Now in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 common mistakes I see when riders do the straight line cone weave. Now not only am I going to tell you what the mistakes are, but I'm going to tell you how to fix them. So hang tight. All right, so let's talk about the straight line cone weave mistakes. Now this is a fairly easy exercise, but there are some things that you can do that makes it harder on you. Now the first thing is, riders tend to want to look down when they're doing this exercise. So as they're going through here, their eyes are down. Okay, now the problem with that is there's 2 problems. The first one is, when you're looking down, you tend to hit what you're looking at. And now the second thing is, as you're looking down, you lose track of where you are in the exercise, and you don't know where the next cone is to be able to turn your handlebars to avoid that cone. So instead of looking down, you want to keep your eyes up, looking down range, and use your peripheral vision to see the cones. So your eyes are up, use your peripheral vision to see the cone. Now the second thing is that riders tend to want to get as close as they can to these cones. So they ride through here and they hug these cones. Well, remember, the back wheel tracks inside the front wheel. Now I know I talk about this a lot, but this is very important when you're doing slow speed maneuvers. It affects you on pretty much every exercise that you do. So what happens is, if you get too close to these cones, you miss it with your front tire, but as the back tire tracks inside, you end up hitting these cones with your saddlebags of your tires. So as you come here again, you're too close to this cone. Now, as I turn here, I miss it with my front tire, but again, the back tire tracks inside and clips this cone. So in order to fix that, it's a pretty easy fix. You just gotta hold your turn a little bit longer to get you a little bit further outside the cone before you start your turn back. So you end up holding it just a split second longer than you think. So as I come in here, I hold it a little bit longer, get a little bit further outside. Now when I turn to go in, I miss it with my back tire. Okay, so easy fix. Now you gotta hold it just a little bit longer. All right, now the third thing is that riders tend not to use all their space when doing this exercise, which is very important. So if you see this space between there and there, that's the space I'm talking about. So what I normally see is this. Riders will come in and they'll start entering right here. Now you see the space I gave up there? All that space transfers on down the line. So normally when you get down 3 or 4 cones in, you start hitting cones or can't get through the pattern because you ran out of space. So the closer you can get to this cone starting out, the more time you have to make mistakes along the way and be able to correct for them, because you won't lose all your space. So this is what it looks like. So I come in here, I want to get close to this cone. So now you can see I did not give up a lot of space here. So now it's going to make it easier. And again, I can make some mistakes on down the line and I'll be able to get through this pattern. So now I'm going to hop on the bike. I'm going to run through this exercise for you real quick. There's only 5 cones. There's 12 feet between these cones. But as you watch it, I want you to notice that my eyes are up, where I start my turn, and how I'm getting a little bit further outside the cones before I start my next turn. All right, so let's gear up and let's check this out. All right, so as you can see, eyes are up, getting the bike a little bit further outside the cones before I start my next turn. And I also started a little bit earlier, close to that first cone. That way it gave me some space along the way, it made it a lot easier. Now, I recommend you watching this video where I go in depth on how to do the straight line cone weave. Now, until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.